Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Nama saya Muhammad Haziq bin Muhammad Ali. Nombor metrik DB240184. My friend is Haziq Azfar and Faiz Roslan. This video for presentation our group assignment, and the title is limit. So I will continue with the introduction for limit. Limit are one of the most important ideas in calculus. The value that a function get closer to as the input x move toward a certain number. Limit help us understand how a function behave, even if the function has holes, jump, or is unclear. Limit used to define continuity, derivative, and many real life situations such as speed, growth, and physics. So I will continue for concept review for limit. We have 5 concept review for limit. First, definition of limit. A limit describes the value a function approach when x gets close to a specific number. The limit does not depend on the actual value of the function at that point. Even if the point is undefined, the limit can still exist. Limit help us understand the behavior of function near at point. Second, one-side limit. One-side limit look at the function from only one direction. We have two, left-hand limit and right-hand limit. Left-hand limit approach for the left side, and right-hand limit approach from the right side. If both one-side limit are equal, then the full limit exists. And third, infinite limit describe what happen when a function grow very large, positive or negative, as x approach a certain number. This usually happen near vertical asymptotes. Limit law. Limit law are rules that allow use to add, subtract, multiply, divide, and take root of limit. They make problem easier because we can simplify complicated application using no limit. And lastly, for Sukhi's theorem, the Sukhi's theorem is used when a function is trapped between two other functions. This is very useful for trigonometry, limits, and oscillating function.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Faiz bin Roslan. Today I want to present about problem solving. First, we want to evaluate the limit as x approaches 3 of the expression x squared minus 9 divided by x minus 3. To solve this, we begin with step 1. Factor the numerator. The expression x squared minus 9 is difference of squares, so it can be written as open bracket x minus 3 close bracket multiply by open bracket x plus 3 close bracket. Next is step 2. Cancel the common factor. We now have open bracket x minus 3 close bracket times open bracket x plus 3 close bracket, all divided by x minus 3. Because the term x minus 3 appears in both the numerator and the denominator, we can cancel it out. This leaves us with just x plus 3. For the step 3 is substitute the value. We replace x with 3, so we get 3 plus 3, which is equal 6. Therefore, the answer for the limit is 6. For the second problem, we want to evaluate the limit as x approaches 0 of the expression sin x divided by x. This is a standard limit in calculus. As x gets closer and closer to 0, the value of sin x also gets very close to the value of x. Because of this behavior, the ratio sin x over x approaches the value 1. So, the limit as x approaches 0 of sin x divided by x is simply 1. For the third question is limit x approaches infinity, 5x squared minus x plus 1 divided by 2x squared plus 7. For the step 1 is we divided all terms by the highest power of x squared. So it turned to 5 minus 1 over x plus 1 over x squared divided by 2 plus 7 over x squared. As x approaches to infinity, the small fraction goes to 0. So 5 minus 0 plus 0 divided by 2 plus 0 and equal to 5 over 2. For this question, limit x approaches to 1 over x minus 2. For step 1 is identify the problem point. The function is undefined at x equal to minus 21 because the denominator becomes 0. Step 2, evaluate one-sided limit. Left-handed limit, which is x approaches to x plus 2 is a very small negative number. Expression goes to negative infinity. On the right hand limit, x approaches minus 2 plus x plus 2 is a very small positive number. Expression goes to positive infinity. For the step 3 is interpret the result. Since the two one-sided limits goes to opposite infinities, the sided limit does not exist. This is a vertical asymptote at x equal to minus 2. The graph drops to minus infinity on the left and rises to positive infinity on the right. Limit does not exist. For the last question, the limit as x approaches 0 of square times sine of over x. To solve this, we use the squeeze theorem. First, we know that sine of 1 over x is always between negative 1 and positive 1. So we write negative 1 is less than or equal to sine of 1 over x, which is less than or equal to positive 1. Now, multiply all parts of the inequality by x squared. Negative x squared is less than or equal to x squared times sine of 1 over x, which is less than or equal to x squared. Now, we take the limit of each part as x approaches 0. The limit of negative x squared is 0, and the limit of x squared is also 0. So the left side and the right side both to go 0. Therefore, by the squeeze theorem, the middle expression must also go to 0. So we can conclude that is the limit as x approaches 0 of x squared times sine of 1 over x is equal to 0.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Haji Asfar bin Khairul Anwar. My number metric is DB240197. Today I will explain how the idea of a limit works in a real world situation, which is a falling object approaching terminal velocity. When an object falls, gravity pulls it downward while a resistance pushes upward. So at first the object speeds up quickly, but after some time the air resistance becomes strong enough to balance the force of gravity. When this balance happens, the object stops accelerating and begins to approach a maximum speed called terminal velocity. And this process of getting closer and closer to a certain value is what we call a limit. In this example, the limit represents the final maximum speed the object will reach after falling for a long time. To show this, we use the velocity model V the bracket t equal to 60 bracket 1 minus exponent the power of negative 0.2t, which describes how the speed changes over time. As time becomes very large, the term exponent the power of negative 0.2t becomes almost zero, so the velocity becomes 60 bracket 1 minus 0, which equals to 60. This tells us that the limit of the velocity as time goes to infinity is 60 meter per second, and this value is the terminal velocity of the falling object. In this part, we use the velocity model V bracket t equal to 60 bracket 1 minus exponent the power of negative 0.2t to find the terminal velocity of the falling object. We want to calculate the limit of V bracket t as time t becomes very large. When t equal to infinity, the expression exponent power of negative 0.2t becomes extremely small and eventually approach to 0. So we substitute this into the equation, which gives us 60 bracket 1 minus 0. This simplifies to 60, meaning the velocity approach 60 meter per second. Therefore, the terminal velocity of the object, which is the limit of the function, is 60 meter per second.